Hey, I wanted to say something today about forgiveness because I've heard a lot of sermons about forgiveness and read essays and meditations and things like that. And we all have, of course. And there's something that is often left out that I wanted to make a point about. We all know that we are required to forgive 70 times 7, that if we do not forgive, we will not be forgiven by our Father in heaven. These are some very strong statements that Jesus makes, and it's true. The Christian is required to forgive every injury, even if the person is not penitent, even if they don't even seem to realize they've done anything wrong. We have to forgive them. But here's the good news. Forgiveness is for the past. Reconciliation is a completely different thing. So whatever has occurred in the past, it's all, it's all wrapped up, it's packaged, it's separate, it's gone, it's dead. It's not going to change. You can't change it. You can't make there be a different ending to that story. It's just there, but it's null and void and dead in a sense. You don't have to go on wrestling with it. There's nothing more for you to get out of it. So what does forgiveness look like in action? It means doing your best not to brood over it, not to have fantasies of vengeance. Just, like lock that up and put it away. You don't need that anymore. And this can be a challenge because the evil one will keep pushing it up to the top of your mind and saying, think about this and feel miserable again. I love it when you feel miserable. He will keep throwing this thought at you. But with practice, you can learn to just deflect it. Don't fight it. Don't wrestle with it because you get stuck. You get stuck to something you wrestle with. Instead, just deflect it, turn your mind to something else. Go to prayer, go to the Jesus prayer, whatever you've got. That's forgiveness. Now, reconciliation. Forgiveness is the past, reconciliation is the present and the future. And you are never required to expose yourself to abuse. You don't have to live in an abusive situation. That is not what God requires of you. The past is one thing, but your present and your future, you have to think like a parent. Think, how would you feel if this was your child that was enduring this treatment? What would you want to do? You'd want to protect your child. God loves you and he wants to protect you. So you can make a decision, and it is like a decision, not an emotion. Make a decision to forgive something in the past. But you can also decide you're not ready to reconcile. It may take a little longer. It may take some changes in that person before you're able to reconcile. You have to feel safe again before you can reconcile. Anyway, I hear that so often in sermons and talks about forgiveness. They leave that out. They just keep hammering on, you have to forgive whether you want to or not. And they omit that good news that God doesn't want you to be in an abusive situation, that God loves you like a child, and that forgiving the past does not necessitate reconciliation. Goodness knows, it's great if you can have reconciliation. If that is at all possible, then try to think through a way that you could do that without continuing to be abused. Maybe you're in the situation, but a little bit remote. Maybe you control what times that you are exposed to this person. You can choose those that you think you can feel safe. There are ways to do it. And I think for all of us, the longing and the hope is one day to achieve reconciliation, but you don't do that until you feel safe. So it is perfectly safe to forgive everybody. It's all in the past. Reconciliation is a different matter. And pray about it, think it through, and take that bit of good news. You are not required to be in a situation where somebody can abuse you. It distorts your view of yourself. It distorts the abuser's view of himself or herself. Forgive and hope for reconciliation. Thanks.